Hello guys, this is Mayra from So Easy. Welcome. We are going to work on the chemo head scarf that I have shared with you on the blog about a year and a half ago, and until now I finished editing videos. So for that I apologize for those of you that did not understand it. However, there are so many of you that have already made the project several times, and some of you that have used it in their sewing circle and sewing groups and given it for charity. So that it's very impressive, and I thank you for using the pattern. My instructions were a little bit complicated according to about 42 people on the comments, on the chat, both in the chat group and on the blog. The part that made the confusion was the pleats on the sides and how to attach the handbag, and I will be going over that in detail. So thank you again, and blessings to you. Happy sewing. We are first going to cut the fabric. I am using a fat quarter from Korea, 18 inch in width and 22 inches in length. Place the smaller hemline on the selvage and then turn the pattern horizontally so the pleats are horizontal. That way you make sure that you are pleating on the grain line, not against it. Notice on the top of my pattern says forehead, and at the bottom it says neck. Both sides are where the hem is going to be located. You will need to pin between the lines. When you're pleating, the lines need to be free of pins. The best pins to use are quilting pins that can take heat, or silk pins. Use as many as you need to make sure that when you are folding the pleats, they won't come out. If you're a beginner, I would suggest that you use a couple of pins per pleat. Now I turn the pattern right side up because I need to see the lines, and I move my camera so you can see the edge of the table. The reason for that is that I will be using the edge to be able to make the crease line, the fold line, and then I crease the pattern and then place on the place line. I have called the lines different names, and I think on the blog that was what caused a lot of confusion on people that have never pleated anything before. So fold, crease and place. There are 6 pleats to this scarf, and you can notice that I am placing new pins every time I make a pleat. This is important because I don't want it to come loose before I finish the project. I will be showing you the back so you have an idea what it looks like. If you are using silk, place a pin in the middle because you will find that the fabric is very slippery and the pleats will be coming undone in the center. So it looks good. I continue I am taking the camera out of the tripod so I can show you a close-up of the pleat. The mistake I made is to call the lines different, and to this day I'm still confused what is fold and what is crease, because if you use it as a noun and as a verb, they tend, as a noun they are the same, as a verb they're different. So I should have called both lines fold line if I go with what the dictionary says. Anyways, fold both, fold and crease. The top one you fold towards yourself, while the bottom one you fold away from yourself. I did not show you how I ironed the fabric, but I did it using a cloth and a lot of steam for about 5 minutes. Pull the pins away and then you can unfold the scarf and take away the pattern. I'm marking the stitching line and the fold line for the hem, which is the next step that we will be doing. Reassemble the pleats, and this should be easy because of the iron. I would like to make a stay stitching on the sides. We are going to make the elastic band, and I have here a piece of elastic 6 inches in length, and I have already cut the fabric. I will sew the band and fold it in half. This is fake batik, but still very good quality. Look at it, looks almost the real thing. I'm using a 5/8 of an inch stitch, seam allowance, sorry. Now, with the use of a loop turner, I am going to turn the band inside out. And I will use the loop turner again to insert the elastic. And before we insert the elastic, I place a pin at the end of the elastic, so when I insert it, it won't go through the band. This is important to remember if you are making pants or a project that requires a longer elastic. Nothing more annoying than to have the elastic passing through. Use the same pin to secure the elastic on the side and pull to the other end. Secure it with another pin and sew on both sides to prevent the elastic from coming off. Now the next step is to make the hems, and this is the forehead. I will be turning under about 1/4 of an inch and then sewing with a medium to small stitch. So very close to the edge, no farther than 1/8 of an inch. Place the headband at the end of the last pleat, which is right in the middle of the headscarf, and fold the pleats over. This way you're making a sandwich. Sew at 1/2 inch, and then you will notice that the hem and the last pleat are matching. Zigzag the edge using a small zigzag, or you can use your overlocker. Pull the elastic headband from one side to the other across the pleats. Make sure the elastic headband is flat. Pin it in place. Fold the pleat over the elastic headband. Here you can notice, for whatever reason, that I pulled the thread from the top stitching and I redid it by hand, so don't get confused with this. This is the same stay stitching I did before to keep the pleats from coming down. Now all remains is to do 1/4 of an inch for the hemline on the neck and attach the thin elastic, and I'm making it a little bit past the stitching line, so when we fold the sides, the end of the elastic won't be noticed. Here I place a few pins, and I will be stretching the elastic between pins when I'm sewing. This part is tricky, so you hold the thread in the back until the machine is well footed. I'm just checking in the back to see if the stitching is correct, meaning that the black thread won't come through, but I am sewing with yellow thread so you can see the stitching. However, you should match the elastic with the fabric. If this was for someone, I would definitely use a white elastic, not a black one, but at the moment I didn't have any, so I'm using what I have. This is just a sample anyway. Now we will be folding the sides to cover the end of the elastic, and in this case I'm only folding 1/4 of an inch, but you can do 1/2 inch since that is the seam allowance that we use to attach the headband. Notice I am not back tacking here because the fabric is cotton and the weave is quite tight, so I know I can use a knot. For those of you who downloaded the first pattern and had a 4x22 strip of fabric, I have put the link below and to show you what you can do with that. And that was a mistake on my part, so if you already cut the fabric, don't throw it. Just use it as to make another headband, and there is already a video about that. I want to say thank you for your time, and I hope that you enjoy the tutorial and realize that yes, in fact, this is very easy to make. and please donate to charity or to someone special in your life. This is Mayra for So Easy, and thank you for watching. Until next time, blessings to all.